Is there something more serious going on behind Jungkook's sudden arrival in Tokyo? What exactly is Taehyung hiding, and why did his explanation not completely calm the fans' curiosity? The questions exploded after several photos and videos showed Jungkook's surprising presence at one of Tokyo's airports without any prior information from HYBE or BTS official schedules. Everything started with a viral post on social media from a fan who claimed to be on the same flight as Jungkook. "I couldn't believe it at first. He was sitting just a few seats in front of me. No staff, no manager. Just Jungkook alone," wrote the fan, whose statement immediately caused chaos across various platforms. Shortly after, several more witnesses and amateur photos confirmed Jungkook's arrival at the airport in Tokyo. Not long after his arrival, the airport became a frenzy of screaming fans, some of whom admitted to waiting all day despite not knowing for sure whether Jungkook would appear. This mysterious arrival naturally sparked widespread speculation. Was Jungkook on a secret schedule? Was he filming something with a Japanese brand? Or was he perhaps visiting someone? With no official clarification from the agency for several hours, fans were left in a state of emotional turmoil. Various assumptions began to emerge, especially since Jungkook's appearance was described as low profile, wearing a hat and mask but still not escaping the attention of the public. However, what truly stunned fans and made this incident even more controversial was when Kim Taehyung, BTS, finally spoke up. Through a short but clear statement in a private message on the platform used by fans, Taehyung wrote, he had a personal reason. He needed to go there. This statement, far from satisfying fans, instead triggered even more intense speculation. What personal reason? Why was it so urgent that Jungkook had to fly without any staff? Why didn't HYBE release a single sentence in advance? According to some circulating rumors, Jungkook's visit to Tokyo was related to a personal project he had been preparing outside the official BTS agenda. Others mentioned that he might be meeting someone important, and several claimed there was a connection to a private event held secretly by a well-known Japanese figure. However, none of these rumors were confirmed. What is clear is that Jungkook was indeed in Tokyo, alone, and the agency remained completely silent. The emotional impact was even greater when a Japanese fan uploaded a 10-second video showing Jungkook walking out of the airport gate with a slightly downcast expression. He looked tired, or maybe sad. He didn't even wave. "Just walked quickly," said the caption. This added a dramatic dimension to the situation that had already stirred strong emotions among ARMY, BTS fandom. Theories began to emerge. Was Jungkook experiencing emotional turmoil? Was there a family issue? Was this a form of personal escape, or just a break from military-related stress? Although Jungkook is not yet on mandatory military duty, the emotional toll of recent events, such as the temporary separation among BTS members, may have had a strong impact on him. Even more surprising was the response from fans in South Korea, who voiced their concerns through local media and fan cafes. Several prominent fanbase representatives stated they were disappointed by the agency's silence. If there is nothing to hide, then say so. But if there is something personal, then also explain so fans don't worry, they said. Until this report was written, HYBE had not released any official explanation. The only thing that stood as a form of clarification came from Taehyung, who seemed to want to calm the situation but ended up stirring it even more. He needed to go there. Simple, vague, and full of ambiguity. Observers of the K-pop industry say this incident shows how vulnerable BTS members still are to public pressure, even though they are on temporary hiatus. Jungkook is not just an artist. He's a cultural symbol. Every step he takes will be interpreted and speculated upon. But the agency has a responsibility to protect him, especially in unexpected moments like this, said a South Korean entertainment journalist. Interestingly, the mystery surrounding Jungkook's visit to Tokyo has now taken on a life of its own. Some fans have even tried to track down his movement in Tokyo, matching photos of buildings and surrounding environments to guess where he might be. A few even claim to have seen Jungkook at a luxury hotel, though this information cannot be verified. From an emotional standpoint, what fans feel now is a mix of pride and worry. Pride that Jungkook is confident and independent enough to travel alone. but worry that something is wrong, especially given Taehyung's cryptic statement. ARMY is known as one of the most loyal fan bases in the world, but also among the most emotionally attached. When something happens to their idol without clear explanation, it can trigger very intense reactions. What's even more unexpected is that Taehyung himself was recently reported to have cancelled several public appearances. Some fans linked this to Jungkook's visit to Tokyo, though again, there is no solid evidence. Could there be a deeper connection between the two events? Or was Taehyung simply trying to protect Jungkook's privacy? In the end, this incident not only highlights Jungkook's personal side, but also raises big questions about transparency, agency responsibility, and the emotional connection between idols and fans. Jungkook's mysterious trip to Tokyo might be just a private journey for him, but for ARMY, it has become a puzzle filled with emotion, speculation, and hope. After the widespread sensational news regarding Jungkook's presence in Tokyo and Kim Taehyung's alleged acknowledgement as the supposed confirmation for the reason behind the trip, it is essential to reaffirm that the information circulating recently is in fact unfounded. Through a thorough verification and in-depth investigation of the claims that have sparked a major uproar among ARMY and global social media, several inconsistencies were discovered that confirm the story lacks a solid, factual basis. Firstly, as of now, there has been no official statement released by HYBE or bighit Music confirming Jungkook's departure to Tokyo for matters related to Taehyung. The absence of a formal clarification from the agency serves as an initial indicator that the narrative built in the public is more speculative than grounded in reality. In the highly structured and professional world of the South Korean entertainment industry, every movement of a BTS member is typically accompanied by an official statement, especially when it involves public interest with the potential to cause such a commotion. Secondly, an analysis of the primary sources that spread the news indicates that most originated from fan posts or unverified social media accounts. The claim that a fan was on the same flight as Jungkook cannot be substantiated with any documentation. No photo evidence of a boarding pass, legitimate travel documentation, or official footage has surfaced to confirm Jungkook's presence on the mentioned flight. This strongly signals that the narrative might only be a one-sided assumption that developed into a rumor. Thirdly, the statement claimed to be from Kim Taehyung turns out to have no clear reference. No video recordings, interview transcripts, or official uploads from Taehyung's account or trusted platforms confirm that he actually made such a statement. This raises a strong possibility that the quote is merely a fan interpretation or a fabrication by unofficial media created to dramatize the issue further. Moreover, from a logical and contextual standpoint, Jungkook's alleged presence overseas during his active military service raises significant doubts. Considering South Korea's military protocols are very strict and limit the movements of active duty personnel, it is highly unlikely for a soldier to travel abroad without highly regulated official permission, especially for personal matters with unclear urgency. Without formal documentation showing travel authorization from the military or relevant authorities, the claim that Jungkook traveled to Tokyo becomes even more questionable. This entire dynamic indicates that the news surrounding Kim Taehyung reveals the real reason behind Jungkook's arrival in Tokyo lacks sufficient foundation to be categorized as factual news. This issue leans more toward being a product of emotional fan expectations hoping for interaction or significant events from BTS members during their group activity hiatus due to military service. The need for closeness and the sense of absence from the members make the fan community more vulnerable to being influenced by emotionally packaged and clickbait narratives. In a digital information ecosystem that moves so fast and is not always well regulated, it is important for the public, especially fans, to remain critical of every piece of circulating information. Not everything that goes viral reflects reality, and not every statement allegedly made by a figure is necessarily valid. The credibility of information must still be tested through source verification, fact-checking, and contextual assessment. In conclusion, it can be firmly stated that the issue surrounding Jungkook's arrival in Tokyo and Kim Taehyung's viral acknowledgement in recent days is not true. There is no official evidence, valid statements, or documentation supporting the claim. Fans are urged not to get caught up in unverified information and to patiently await official news from the authorized parties. The commotion that has occurred serves as an important lesson on how emotions and expectations can easily be exploited by irresponsible viral narratives.